Hi guys. Um, First of all, happy Halloween. I did a little something, and I am Billy the Puppet. So Billy the Puppet is going to be talking to you guys today. And welcome to the fourth episode of the True Crime Corner with Tabby. I've been away for quite some time because of exams, but that is just a whole nother situation. But today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about the haunting at the Bell family farm, um, which is known as the Bell Witch, the story. Um, just a little disclaimer. Um, this is sort of a legend. Some people believe it, some people don't. And yeah, there's like a whole lot of stories behind this one topic, and I just had to just find one that seemed like it made more sense, because there's a lot of him. And yeah, so believe what you want to believe, but then this is just what I gathered. So, the story starts in 1804. 10 families, including the Bell family, moved from North Carolina, to Tennessee, the Red River, Tennessee. So the Bell family, the head of the house was John Bell and Lucy Bell, and then they bought a farm in Tennessee. And after a while, they started farming on the land, and John became really good at it, so he purchased more land because it was so easy to do so. And obviously, for them to move from North Carolina to Tennessee, it was a lot, guys. Like back then, there was no moving trucks. They were pioneers, so which means that they had to walk. Okay, so as I was saying, the John Bell purchased more land for like his farming. He ended up buying owning 320 acres of land, and back then it was a lot. It was a lot, you know. So one of the families that moved with the Bell family is the Batts family. So Frederick Frederick Batts was the man of the house, and his wife was Kate. So obviously, I don't know, something happened with Frederick. Like he had a farming accident and ended up being injured and paralyzed. So he was the man that brought in most of the income through farming. So now that he is injured, he couldn't do so anymore. And yeah, that means like fuck up there and shit, because farming was the only way they brought in money. So they had to sell parts of their land. And guess who bought it? John Bell bought it, duh, because John is smart. But then, yeah, the Best family thought of him as like being a knockoff and a liar, because he just bought the land for such a cheap price and a low price. They thought that they were being ripped off, and then John Bell was taking advantage of the fact that Frederick was injured and they were really desperate for money. Which, I mean, of course he did take advantage of it. I mean, duh. Anyway, sorry, I make myself laugh sometimes. Anyway, so John not only purchased land, but he also purchased a slave. Yes, a slave. Like back then, it was a thing. I'd purchase a human being who's gonna come work for me, and life carries on. And but then John, was like, "Ugh, no man, like." But he purchased this slave from Frederick's brother, not from Frederick. Frederick's brother's name was Benjamin. So he purchased the slave from Benjamin, and John was like, no, this girl is still a bit young. She must just grow up a bit and stay with their mother. And when she's of age, I will come and pick her up. So obviously, John paid a certain price at that time and paid a certain price for the land as well. And Kate heard about all of this. Kate was Frederick's wife. She heard about all of this and she was pissed. Girl was ready to fight. Like, girl was ready to, like, ooh, girl was ready to fight. She was pissed. She was like, you guys are ripping off my husband just because just because he's in a desperate position. You guys think that you can come over here and buy this land at nothing. Well, this land is way, 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 way worth more than you guys bought it for. It's like way more worth than what you guys bought it for. And so she was like, you guys are gonna regret this. You guys are gonna regret this. This is not gonna end here, boo boo. You gonna remember me, you know? Like, yeah, she was really pressed about this. Like, I mean, I'd also be pressed. Come on, like, my husband is crippled, and the only way of income that we're gonna get is by selling off a piece of land, and the person we are selling it to is ripping us off. So, like, so anyway, so obviously, a lot of people actually, did also a side note, a lot of people in this town did not like Kate because they thought that she was just Miss Goody Two Shoes, Miss Know It All, and she was bossy and everything. And yeah, this is the 1800s. Like, women had no say in anything. When women thought of something, she was killed. And when a woman thought of something and wanted to say something, she was getting killed or she was a witch. So they thought that she was a witch. But anyway, so the story of the hauntings at the Bell family. This is the whole point of this video. The hauntings of the Bell family. But I just wanted to give you guys a background on how we got here. The hauntings of the Bell family farm started in 1817 when John Bell went hunting on his land, and Sir said he came across a big creature that looked like a dog. It looked like a dog, but with a bunny's head. Now, a large dog with a bunny's head. Like, can you guys just try and imagine what that looks like? So obviously, the first thing he wanted to do was shoot this thing because he's hunting. So he shoots, blah, 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 blah. And as he gets closer to try and see what he shot, there's nothing. It just disappeared. Now, after this incident, a lot of things started happening that was like, there's a whole lot of vibes that started happening. Um, After this incident with John, so at the house, things started happening, like stones was started being thrown at the house. But then they thought it was just kids from the other family throwing stones at the house. Kind of, know, there's nobody, there's nobody, you know. And like, it's not like they had like houses next to each other. I don't know why they thought it's like other kids, because I'm sure their neighbors like lived 10 acres away from them. I mean, which child would want to play so far away from their house? Anyway, and they heard like the window started creaking, and a lot of things started happening also inside of the house, like scratches in the walls. And like, about the research that I did, they said that the Bao family just, ignored everything, and they like just said that we're gonna pray to God that this stops happening. Have you, like, they just ignored it? Have you ever like had hauntings happening around you and you're like, I don't see, I don't see, I don't hear, I don't see anything, I don't hear anything. So they just started ignoring everything. And then it started happening to them directly, like physically. So little Betsy was their daughter. She was around 14, and she was sleeping, and she just woke up screaming. She was being slapped in her sleep, like slapped. And when she tried to get up, she couldn't because her hair was tied to her bed. It was one of those beds that like had, like, I don't know how to describe this bed, like those beds that had like, you know what I mean, like, but her hair was tied to the bed. And she couldn't imagine waking up. So obviously after this incident, like, the family was like, something needs to be done about this. And as things were prolonging, as they were seeking help, John's face started being paralyzed on one side, like his mouth just started hanging, And yeah, things were becoming like things were getting bad, like they were getting bad, you know. So they reached out to a family friend, John Johnston. Like he was a priest of some sort, or like, I don't know, he did exorcisms, I guess. I don't know. You know how preachers back then just decided that they can take demons out of everybody? I'm sure he was one of those guys. I don't know. I did not do a background check on him, but I'm sure that is his persona, or that's what he did, you know. So Jean just decided to he's gonna sleep over for a night, and yeah, he regretted it. But when he was there, he like he said he spoke out to the witch, and the witch responded. Yo, nkahafa guys. The witch responded because John asked, like, who are you and what do you want? So the witch responded, my name is Kate, and I was woken up, I was asleep, and I was happy. I mean, obviously, after all of this, you're gonna get a whole lot of attention. Why does this eyebrow, like, my eyebrow looks so weird? Okay, that's better. After this, obviously, they received a whole lot of attention. I mean, it was a small town. Wedding got out, and travelers wanted to come experience the haunting that was happening at their house. And already they had a lot of attention on them. They didn't want, because of the whole incident with the Bats family, of them buying the land at money that was very low, and that they are rip-offs, excuse me, and that Bell, like John Bell, was a bad man and everything, you know. So yeah, they already had a bad reputation. So Kate was just making it worse, because Kate was probably the one spreading all these rumors about the Bell family in any case. But then, but guys, this is all this could all be hearsay. There's nothing certain about this story, you know. Like, it's just a whole bare bare situation, you know. So not only did John see this creature or whatever, there's one of the servants, one of the maids that worked at the Bell family house, said that every time he went home to visit his wife, like, he was always followed by this big large dog, you know, and every time he tried to see this type of dog, it disappeared. So every time he went home, this dog kept on following him. And Betsy as well. Betsy went out playing into the land, the forest, whatever it was that they had. It was land farm, and she saw like a girl hanging from the tree in a green dress. So Betsy went a bit closer and tried to see what is happening there, and the girl disappeared. So obviously, this witch could shapeshift, and it could be in many places at the same time, and it could speak out. You know, so it is verbal. It could shapeshift. It could be in many places at the same time. So Lucy fell sick, fell ill after during these incidents, and got bedridden. And you know, when you ill and bedridden, you just wake up, sleep. So you're in sort of a daze, and you're not quite sure what it is that you actually see. So Lucy said that she kept on seeing Kate, who came to come visit her, bring her fresh fruit and nice things, and said, and I read her books to her. But then the family said that Kate never came through the doors. So how is it that she ended up like by the bedroom if she never went through the doors, and she never went through the front gate? You know, a little suspect if you ask me, ma'am. You know, huh. But this all could just all be hearsay, because you know they were not sure. So the climax of the story is when John Bell passes on, and this is rumored that he was killed by the witch. And this, it was also documented, actually. It's not rumored, it was documented that John Bell was killed by this witch because um John's son came into the room, and said that next to his father he saw like a little bottle that had like um cloudy liquid inside and smelled really horrible, and his father's breath smelled really horrible as well. So after the passing on of John Bell, um Betsy went ahead and tried to get married, but then this witch came to Betsy again and said, "Do not go and marry this man." And Betsy actually called off the engagement with him. But anyway, this witch ended up leaving, and the rumor was that the witch was there in the first place because of John Bell and what he did to the Betts family. So Kate went ahead and tormented the the Bell family because John Bell ripped off her husband. Before the witch left at John's funeral, it was said that Kate was around the funeral and she was just making remarks and just laughing and singing and making mockery of the funeral, mockery of the Bell family. So that is why it was like said that okay, she definitely had something to do with this. The first thing that gave it away is that she said the evidence, let me just say the evidence that gave it away is when she said that they're going to regret it and it's not definitely the last time they're gonna hear of this, about the whole farm thing and the whatever. And then when John Johnston came and asked the witch, "What is your name and what do you want?" The witch responded, "I'm Kate." Thirdly, Lucy kept on seeing Kate at her bedside, bringing her fruits and singing her songs. So Kate was nice to Lucy because Lucy did not make the decisions of the land whatsoever. So perhaps that's why she was nice to to Lucy. Fourth, why are you singing at a man's funeral? Like, she just gave it away there that she dabbled with something. And also the bottle that they found on John's bedside, they found a similar substance, a bottle at the Betts family's house. So yeah, so after all of this, the witch left, but then 7 years later the witch returned with Betsy, and yeah, Betsy was not entertaining it. She was not responding to the witch because the witch spoke a lot. So she was like, "Oh, I'm not having none of this." So when the witch was not entertained, it ended up leaving again. But till today, there's still some entity going around this area, but it's not at the house anymore. It's like a cave, the Bell Cave, somewhere around Tennessee, the Red River. So they say that that cave is haunted as well till today, like said, like currently right now. So anyway, guys, that is my story. Hope you enjoyed it. And Billy the Puppet is out.